Hello, hello. It is Wednesday, May 31st, 2023, and we are here for the daily transmission. I may be late, but we are here. Say hello whenever you arrive. Y'all, honestly, like just total transparency, and maybe like trigger warning. Maybe like every day I go live should go with a trigger warning. I don't know. Sometimes I just open my mouth and things come out. This week is a little challenging for me. This Friday will be 20 years since my dad passed away. So like it's been 20 years, so it's not like it was yesterday or anything. I've done a lot of, processing and moving through it. I just think that because it's a big year, it's like a big milestone year. 20 years sounds like a very long time for me to have lived without my father. So I may show up like a little late or a little emotional or a little less coherent, right? It may take me a little longer to get to where I'm trying to go. And just, I wanted to let you know that if you want to like skip my transmissions for a week, if you're like not trying to hear me drag on or like get emotional, I don't even know why you'd be here. But in the event that that's not your speed, I will catch you next week. But let's talk. I have some thoughts. I've been talking about full moon in Sagittarius coming this week. Grief is love, mama. It's okay. Plus your Capricorn. So it's father energy. Yes, big time. 5 placements in Capricorn, North Node in the 10th house. Yes. My relationship with my dad was like the biggest part of the first, third of my life. And so, just obviously you lose a parent, it's going to change everything. But definitely it was like huge trajectory change for me. I've done so much processing on it. It's crazy when I think about it. I promise I will talk a little bit more about the full moon in Sagittarius in a second. And I don't know, I'm just going to say this out loud. And for those of you that maybe this like, I don't know, opens up thought or like opens up like a new perspective, or I don't know, maybe you're going to think, wow, she's a fucking cold ass sociopath. I really don't know. But I've thought so much about, things happen for a reason and divine timing and all sorts of things like that. And the loss of my father obviously was huge. And I mean, we won't go into my whole life story right now. But I was a total daddy's girl, big time. And I would have done anything to like make him proud and make him proud of me. And that was like a really big deal to me. And my dad, like reflecting on it now, I mean, I didn't really get to know him because I was 14 when he passed away, but like I got to know him, but not like as a man, not as a person, I got to know him as like a parental figure. But in hindsight, I reflect on certain things that I knew about him. Like he listened to a lot of like AM, like Republican radio. Like he like listened to Rush Limbaugh. Like he voted Republican. I have a very vivid memory of him getting like super pissed when Bill Clinton was elected in 94. He was just like very angry about it. And that is so not me. You know what I mean? I'm very, not that I'm, whatever, we don't need to get into that right this second, but just like I'm a very progressive person. I'm definitely not a conservative individual, that's for sure. I'm not a traditionalist. And so like I dropped out of high school, didn't go to college, like did not do the things, like I did not check the boxes. And I still don't. And I love it. I love myself. I love my life. I love who I am. I love my kid. I love my partner. I love me. I love me, like irrationally so probably. And I don't know if I would be this person if he had not died. Like, I know that sounds really shitty, right? But like, I probably would have like done whatever I needed to do to make my dad like proud and happy. I have clients like this all the time. I have clients like this all the time that are like, oh, I did all these things because this is what my parents expected of me. And even now, like, I don't want to disappoint them. And it's like, I never really had that filter, I lost that filter pretty early. And so I think that's one of the ways that I've like made like come to terms with, or like made peace with his passing, is like, I probably would have like gone to college, Bama rush, like I would have like totally like done all the boxes, whatever it was to like make my dad proud. And I would like to think that me loving myself and being this person and being how fucking cool and awesome I am, the way that I'm raising my daughter, that he'd be proud of all those things, but maybe he wouldn't be. And like, who knows? So these are things that are on my mind. How's your Wednesday morning? All right, let's talk about the full moon in Sagittarius. Full moon in Sagittarius. This is happening. The two gates that we're going to be going at is 5 and 35. So, we talk about this all the time. And again, subscribe to the Substack if you would like to get the full moon post. Thank you for listening. Whatever. I'm just like here to share a perspective, right? Like, who knows? Anyway, so full moons are when the sun is in direct opposition to the moon. Sidebar. I was kind of talking about this with my fiance yesterday. I have a video on YouTube about this if you want to go look it up, but I frame it through the lens of like business, but you can frame it through anything. The reason I work with people for a year is because I like to help them understand their patterns. And what I mean by that is that, like, energetically speaking, and I mean, it takes longer than a year to really nail it, but like just looking at the sun and the moon, you have better times of the month and better times of the year. And when I say better, I guess I just mean like you're performative, like the ideas are flowing, things feel good, you're more confident than usual. And then there's other times where you're like dragging ass and it feels like you're just playing catch up and you're really insecure and things don't feel good. So think about it like this: wherever the sun is, right? My sun is in Capricorn. Okay. So when the sun is in Cancer, I am in an eclipse, right? The sun is full mooning my own personal placements. And so this time, like we're getting closer to it, but that time of the year, I try not to do new things. I try not to launch new things. I try not to create new things, because a lot of times when I'm doing that, I'm doing it from a place of like insecurity, or if I'm not completely like in a place of core stability and strength, then like putting out a new thing may make me insecure, and then I won't want to sell it, and then it doesn't work out. And it's just like, why am I going to do that to myself? Why am I going to exhaust myself at a time of the year when I could, like, nothing blooms all year, nothing blooms, like nothing in nature blooms 100% of the time. And so anyway, I just want to like get you thinking about that while we're talking about the full moon, because it's the same sort of concept, that the full moon is a time of pause, a time of reflection, a time of rest. So whenever the sun is in opposition to your own sun or your own like personal placements, which won't be too far from your sun, that gives you an idea of like, oh, that's my rest and reflect time, right? This is the time of the year where it would be best for me to take a vacation or chill the fuck out, and thus like plan for that, like in the 3 months, like the quarter before that, right? Anyway. Okay, so we've got the full moon in Sagittarius. It's going to be at 13 degrees. So that means the sun's going to be at 13 degrees Gemini. The moon is at 13 degrees Sagittarius. That gives us the human design gene key window of gates 5 and 35. So the sun is going to be in 35. This is the gate of adventure, the gate of progress, the gate of moving forward and doing new things. Like the siddhi, like the supernatural form of this gene key is bounteousness. And essentially what that means is like every moment is the opportunity to experience a new thing. Every moment is the opportunity to see things in a new way. Just like me being here and saying, okay, well, like, yeah, my dad passed away, but here's a different way of seeing this. Like, the reason I'm late actually is I got caught up in this conversation on the Human Design Reddit, and I'm having a blast there, by the way. And so I was having a conversation on there about the ethics of Ra and whatever. And like, he's still not a great like, I'm still not like, yeah, this guy, but I've also come to terms with the fact that like human vessels are flawed. Don't put me on a fucking pedestal. Good Lord, I'm going to fall right the fuck off of that. Okay. And he wasn't the most ethical person, but that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the information. Okay. And so, all right, seeing things in a new way. Okay. Adventure, progress. In order for us to see things in new ways, in order for us to make progress and for us to experience that feeling that every moment is an adventure, we can't be constantly projected outward. Like, what do we do next? What do we do next? What do we do next? Because if we're projecting ourselves outward, we're not giving ourselves a moment to experience now. Have you ever gone through, like, you tried to remember like a day or like a phase of your life, or like I know that this is so true for me, especially like in the couple of years right after my dad died, it's almost completely blank. Like there's almost I have very like flickers of memories. Why is that? It's not because I was not alive. Like I was definitely alive. I was definitely going to school every day. I was in musicals and I was doing all kinds of stuff. But the reason I can't remember it is because I was not present. I was not there. I was not there. I was in the past. I was in the future. I was dissociating. I was asleep. I was not present. Okay. The only time that we can really like create a core memory, like think about what that means when we talk about like, oh, core memory unlocked, like core memory created. What do you have to do? How do you have to be in order for you to experience that? You have to be present. You have to be there. Right. Okay. So that's 35. That's where the sun is. Okay. So it's not just about the manic need for us to create more change or like responding to boredom or responding to the feeling of like dissatisfaction. It's grounding yourself here and now and saying, well, how can I see this differently? Okay. And so then on the other side of this, the full moon, okay, to bring it, full circle, we are going to have the full moon over in gate 5. So gate 5, I don't love the human design term for this, right? Even the I Ching, it's waiting. It's patience. It's being able to like know that, okay, maybe right this very second, it's not the most exciting, like the most fulfilling, like, no, I love my life today, but is this as fun and exciting as when I like lived on a farm in Hawaii with like next to no personal responsibilities? Fucking, of course not. Is this as fun and exciting as times where I'm on vacation or I'm going and I'm learning a new thing or I'm over, in my yoga teacher training, like, is this? No, of course not. But in the same respect, like we have to recognize that not every moment can be like that. And if we want every moment to be like that, we have to choose to see things differently. We have to choose to see the magic in the moment, the magic in every moment. Okay. So that is our full moon in Sagittarius. I'm going to be going much deeper into this, especially the 2 different gates over on my Substack. That'll be coming a little bit later this week. And then for paid subscribers, of course, you're going to get your reflections based on your rising sign. So you want to get that, make sure that you are a paid subscriber. I think that's all I have for today, y'all. We went up, we went down, we went all kinds of around. We got emotional, we got real, we got astrological. Yeah, it's a good day. So, loving y'all so much. I'm gonna go get some stuff done and then gonna go do nothing for a little bit too. So that'll be good. Yeah. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your Wednesday. We will be back tomorrow, Thursday. We'll probably talk a little bit more about the full moon and then, I don't know, whatever else comes up. So until then, thanks so much, Fallon. It was really good to see you. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, friends.